Alright, clamshell is back on. I didn't realize this one doesn't have a roller in there, but I will show you that in a second. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the ground screws back into this. It can be a little challenging. What I do is lift it up and I put a screwdriver under the back end so I can see it all. And then basically we're going to line up all our ground wires, put a screw through them, and we're going to screw it back in. Sometimes you have a little more cable than others, and so it can be harder or not as hard. Alright, so let's get that guy up. Backwards to get the groove, and tighten it down. Once we do that, you just set that back into place. If you want to put a zip tie back on there, you can do that. So we got to get these screws back in, which they have some tabs that line up. And we're just going to put the screws in. This other top. Don't forget about the one under the white plastic. So the one down here I would leave out for the moment, just because sometimes it helps to be able to get this white plastic piece right here out the way, because when you try to put all this, there's a little slit right here that these cables slide into. So sometimes you can get that piece of plastic out the way and it just makes things a little easier to line up. And then the plastic piece can snap in and we can put that screw in after. So once you're here, you can put your side screws back in. There. And right here, this screw can go back in as well, along with your big screw that holds the top of the door on. All right.
Do you have call for him?
Roller goes in, slides in. Should know how to put a roller in by now. Your white piece snaps in. Notice your gearing is still up. At that point, you just take your spring. I put the spring on, and then that's your housing for the spring. So what I do is get that in the spring first, and slide it back, and you want to get them little hooks to go underneath the black piece. And that's pretty much there. And then line up your pins on both sides. You can flex it a little bit, and that's in. At this point, you can test it without putting your sides on, but we're just gonna go ahead and put the sides on. Once again, this piece here, it is easier with the top flap up. Slide it in. It's going to take 4 screws. Those 2, we got one on top. Two on top. You can go ahead and put your white plastic on here as well. Slides on, snaps on. Now we got a screw here, and 2, one here and one here. And go ahead and put those in. This is going to get our back one in back here. And then we're going to do our front. Lift up the lid. You just put the lid back down after you get it on there. Get all your screws in. Get your white piece in. You got 2 screws on those, one here and one right underneath here. And that should be it. Power it up. You can try and test it again, but that should be the way to do it.